Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Mr. HD. Make sure, gentlemen, it's your boy, Mr. HD. Make sure, gentlemen. Yeah, there we go. What's cracking, Gruss? Wild Nation in the building. You already know what it is. Wild Nation in the building. You already know what it is. Oh, wait a minute. I got feedback. Wild Nation in the building. You already know what it is. I think I got feedback. Oh, because my YouTube is open. Sorry. I was like, what is that? Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Big Gruss. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, man. Happy Thanksgiving to all of Wild Nation. Appreciate you guys being in here. I know everybody ate good yesterday. Everybody stuffed. Me and my little man definitely had a good Thanksgiving week. It was like an all-week thing. My family got together this past Sunday and hung out with some friends yesterday. And, yeah, man, we had a pretty good holiday so far. Holiday season is just getting started, though. So, yeah, Cowboys Nation. Cowboys look good yesterday, man. Cowboys look good. They're looking like a contender, man. They get OBJ. I'm going to be a little nervous. I don't even care who wins at this point because, yeah, the Raiders are out of it. So, you know, it could be the Cowboys. It could be the Bengals. I don't even give a shit who wins. I just want to see a lot of good games, and I want my fantasy teams to win. You know what I mean? I Love Big TDs is in second place right now, so hopefully we could take a title. Again, last year I finished in second place as well, so hopefully we can finish in first this year. But enough football talk. We're going to talk about some pro wrestling, guys. We have a few stories to get into. We're not going to talk about everything that happened. We're not going to do Dynamite Blunt ratings and talk about the entire show, even though it was a very, very good show. I won't lie, some really good wrestling on the show. Some very good decisions were made. The Moxley, if you hear anything going on in the background, you can probably see him. Little mini me is running around in the back. But yeah, like the Moxley and William Regal shit was fire. William Regal came out and was speaking on behalf of MJF, and you know Moxley basically made him shit his pants or whatever. So Daniel Bryan came out, was like, please don't kill him, please, he's my friend, and it was an intense segment. I ain't gonna lie, it was a pretty intense segment, and Moxley basically told him to go away and never come back again. So I don't know if William's gonna be written off TV, if he's going to be the manager of MJF, who absolutely does not need a manager. But maybe Regal will bring him some more heel heat with his turn or whatever. Who knows? But that was probably the best thing on the show. Or, no, the second best thing. Obviously, we know what the best thing on the show. Another good thing that was on the show, though, that we have to talk about, something that I've been moaning about. A lot of other content creators I've seen have spoken about this. I feel like I was one of the first to mention this because it annoyed me from the very beginning, from the first time that they started doing this shit, because as I've always said, it messes up the storylines. It holds things up. It's obvious what it does outside of the stigma that you were never actually the champion. This whole interim thing that AEW has had going on since, for the last couple of years, I feel like we have like 3 or 4 or 5 interim champions at this point, and the company's only been around for 3 years. So it was kind of getting out of control. But fortunately, on Dynamite, Tony had the announcers. He didn't come out and do it himself, and Thunder Rosa didn't come out and do it herself, which was really awkward. I guess she still has her smile, so she didn't need to come. She didn't need to come and relinquish the title on her own. But it was announced by the commentators that the interim title tag will not be placed on Jamie Hayter's title run. Thunder Rosa has officially relinquished the AEW Women's Championship. Apparently, Toni Storm's reign isn't going to be labeled as the interim champion, even though If you go back and look at any footage of the show, they're calling her the interim champion. So I don't know how they gonna get around that. She was the interim champion. Yeah, I did it. Don't blame nobody else. So was Moxley not the interim champion either? Like none of that shit made any sense. Like it, stop doing it. You know what I mean? If somebody's gonna be out for multiple months, even if they're gonna be out for 6 to 8 weeks, you got to strip them of the titles so you can keep the storylines going. Then you can interject them back in when they come back. It's very simple. But for some reason, Tony, I don't want to strip somebody of the title when they're injured. Bitch, it's oh, dang, I just cussed. It's fake. Almost got me upset. Made me curse it from my little bit. It's fake. It's fake. It's not real, Tony Khan. We know that. So just take the title off of him. Figure out a story. It's a soap opera. Like, make a story out of it. It's just so stupid that, like, that's insulting my intelligence. I don't feel comfortable stripping someone because they got injured. Bro, people cheat to win these titles all the time. This ain't boxing or MMA. You can literally just cheat and still get the title. You know what I mean? Like, Nyla Rose was walking around with a championship that wasn't even hers. What are you talking about? That was so annoying. But, you know, all's fair to ends fair, I guess. It's over now. Didn't do Toni Storm no good. I don't see how this helps her at all. It doesn't. You know what I mean? But it definitely is a good look for Jamie Hayter. Is it a good look for Jamie Hayter, son? He is lunching back there. Hope it's not too distracting. But yeah, I have him in here because, you know, I try to soak up all. I got to work today. I got to do a 12-hour shift today at an event. So, you know, I like to have him around me as much as possible before I leave him with his cousins for 12 hours. I hate not being around my kid, man. It sucks. But, you know, he's here. He's joining us for the show. So if you hear any awkward sounds in the background, that's what it is. But, yeah, so, you know, Jamie Hayter, no interim tag for her title run. That is awesome. That is awesome for her. So, you know, we're very happy for Jamie Hayter. I'm very happy for AEW, Tony Khan making the right decisions. It feels like they're, now he's just grabbing everything. It feels like they're getting back on track with everything that they had planned or what they saw their future as. And yeah, man, Crush, what you say, AEW needs to use the 30-day defense rule for titles. Yeah, it's simple. It's simple. Just do the 30 days thing. Got to defend it every 30 days. But it's not like they would be copying that from WWE because they don't even abide by that. Roman Reigns definitely does not defend the title every 30 days. So is that even a thing anymore? You know what I mean? You know, I don't think it can be. I think if it was every 60 days, you have to at least defend it every 60 days. It would make more sense. 6 to 7 title defenses a year for a world champion. If they're on the level of, you know, MJF or Roman Reigns, yeah, you know, if they're like not that level, but they could be close, then they should be defending the title more to try to get over as a champion. But Roman Reigns don't need to be at every show. He's Roman Reigns. It is what it is. I mean, he's basically, well, I don't want to call him a part-timer, but, you know, he takes a lot of weeks off during the year. So, but, you know, that's good for him because of his health, and we know his situation and all that. So, you know, whatever he needs to do to make sure he has longevity in this career and obviously the next once he gets into acting and all that stuff, which I'm sure he'll be doing at some point in the future. But, yeah, this is all good for Jamie Hayter. It's good for AEW. I hope they don't ever call anyone an interim champion again. I hope they've learned their lesson from that. I don't see MJF on Roman Reigns' level. Damn. That's a good. I mean, I did just compare him. I mean, because I've heard people say that MJF's title run might be just as long as Roman Reigns, or it's at least going to be like a year long. It's going to be a long title reign, which if Tony Khan is smart, that's what it will be, because whoever beats him has to get a super rub and become like a top babyface. I don't know if it's going to be Jungle Boy or it can't be Darby. I don't want to see Darby do it, but I would probably say the number one pick is probably Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, to take that title off of him a year from now if they keep building Jack up the way they have been. Now that he's got Luchasaurus out of his way. I'm sure he'll beat Christian whenever that happens, if that happens. And, you know, And they'll continue to build him up over a year, but there's got to be the next big star. MJF has to create the next big babyface star. Roman Reigns, yeah, Roman Reigns just on a different level right now. Like as far as like publicity and people, like he's The Rock's cousin, so it's just MJF don't have no ties like that. So Rock's already been in big time movies and shit. So it's like, or Roman has already been in big time movies and shit with with his cousin. So it's like, I get it. You're probably right. You know what I mean? You're probably right. He's definitely not on Roman's level at the current state, but I feel like he can get there at some point. You know what I mean? Because he's super over as a heel. To the point, he gets babyface cheers. You know what I mean? But he's good at getting heel heat. I think the devil worshiper thing might hold him back a little bit if he keeps pushing that, trying to push that. I feel like that might keep a certain group, especially people in the Bible Belt and all those different plays. I feel like that make a lot of them uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Just play around with God, man. That's what makes me uncomfortable. So I'm just like, that might hold him back a little bit. But I think he'll still be over on some levels as a heel. Maybe that's the heel he wants. But, just hope it doesn't turn into go away heat because he's making people feel really uncomfortable because they want to cheer for him, but they can't. You know what I mean? So, it'll be what it is. Roman is in rare mode. God mode ain't just slow. Yeah, that's facts, man. That's facts, KGM. Come on, Laylo. You actually trusted Tony Khan to build someone up. He will put Jungle Boy on the back burner as soon as he finds another free agent. Damn it. Dang it. You're right. Like, I can't even say that you're wrong because you're not wrong. It's, man. I want to disagree. I want to have, man. Oh, dang it, Gruss. Ricky Starks. What are they doing with Ricky Starks? It's just so many people that I don't know. I guess I shouldn't trust them to build up a star. The biggest stars in the company are all old WWE people. All the original AEW people are mid-carders. That's facts. Except for MJF. I feel like all the original, the elite, but they got trios titles. They're not the world title picture. They damn near mid-carders themselves. Look. Is definitely feels like WWE light at some points. They definitely need to push people like Ethan Page and Jungle Boy. Darby's had a really good push being besides Sting. I think Darby's doing exactly what he needs. He's a stunt man, basically. He's not a world champion. Let's just call it what it is. TNT title, All Atlantic champion. Like that's where Darby is. No one wants to see him as the world champion with skeleton paint on his face, jumping off of stuff and burning him, setting himself on fire. It's like, but there's other people. You know what I mean? I could have seen Lance Archer as champion. I could have seen I could see Wardlow as champion. I could see Hobbs as champion, world champion. Like, you telling me Will Hobbs can't beat Chris Jericho or John Moxley or MJF? Like, he would chew them up and spit them out in real life. So it's like, you have believable champions that are already in your company that have been there since day one, or at least, year one. And they continuously bring in people from WWE and from the indie scene. Andrade is just, I don't know, he's giving cryptic messages about him leaving, and no one knows his status. He's been gone for months, but they're still signing Bandito and all these other wrestlers that, there's already no room for. So it's just really confusing what they're doing, and I'm hoping that Tony Khan figures these things out because, we don't need no more interim champions, man. We don't need no more interim champions. We need to build up new stars and see, how things go from there. And speaking, it's pretty good transition to our next story. Not really a story, just want to mention it. Another thing that happened on Dynamite. The House of Black return. Or should I say Judgment Day? I don't want to do that. That's petty. I don't want to do that. That's All Rise. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I heard that before. Damian Priest wants his gimmick back. Give it back. Man, I don't know if that was a troll too, like AEW just trolling WWE all night. But the House of Black came out and beat up everybody that was in the ring. QT Marshall and his goon squad and some other people was out there, best friends, and everybody got beat up by House of Black. And then Alistair Black got on the mic, was like, "All rise." I was like, man, you don't get your Judgment Day still in gimmick infringement behind out of here. I was like, no, I know you watched that show. You were just there last year. I know you still watch it. Stop faking. Like, you want to go back. Don't play with me. You already asked to leave. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a shout out to Damian Priest or if it was a troll. Like, I can't. It sounded like a troll, KGM. It might have been a troll. It might have been a troll. It was a lot of trolling going on a couple nights ago on Dynamite. And speaking of trolling, it's another good transition. We have to talk about this, right? Like, this is the biggest story of the last few days. Son, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a no-no. You play with the toys. You don't throw them in the trash. Daddy pay a lot of money for your toys. I just ordered you some new toys. It's just like taking all this stuff and throwing it in the trash. Like, I don't want it. Like, all right, man. But we got to talk about this episode of Dynamite and the trios match. Obviously, if you know, there's a best out of 7 trios match. I think the winner of the best of 7 gets the titles. I'm not sure if it's like, yeah, they're not going to just keep passing the titles back and forth for 7 matches. That would be stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're a 6-time trios champion after the... That would be dumb. So I'm assuming whoever wins the best of 7 is the champion. But okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Hey. No. So no. Take that. Give me the trash. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, but this whole... Okay, I agree. CM Punk is right about the Elite. I agree at this point. Because obviously, if you guys watch Dynamite, again, a really good episode of Dynamite. Couple things were whatever, but overall, the episode was really good. What's the Death Triangle versus the Elite? They came out and basically spent 15 minutes making fun of CM Punk in front of Chicago. They were in Chicago. First of all, let me give a round of applause, you know what I mean, to the Chicago crowd. Y'all are awesome. You know what I mean? Like, if you want a perfect wrestling crowd, go to Chicago. Like, that's how I feel about it. You want the absolute perfect wrestling crowd, go to Chicago, Illinois. They are all marks, you know what I mean, for in the best way possible. First, obviously with all the news, you're in Chicago. There was crazy FCM Punk chants. F the Elite chants going on. We also got some FCM Punk chants, which we'll get into in a little bit. And we got the crowd was chanting a bunch of crazy stuff. They were, F the Elite, FCM Punk. We got the CM Punk chants, maybe the greatest chant of all time at this point. The biggest troll chant in the history of chants. Obviously, WWE got trolled with CM Punk's name for years. And now it's probably going to happen in AEW, especially if he doesn't return for years. I don't know how they're going to get away from that. We see how it affected WWE. And yeah, the match itself. So Matt Jackson decided to do Buckshot Lariat, obviously, because CM Punk, I guess he was trolling Hangman. I don't really know what that was about. You know what I mean? Maybe because he was like a fake botch or a real botch. I don't know, but it was weird. But I feel like the GTS, and this is, man, they're such children. Like Kenny Omega hit a GTS. Like, obviously, he's trolling CM Punk. That's obvious. But then he gets on Twitter the same night and was like, yo, Kenta, thanks for the move. Yo. I'm like, no, you are not 5 years old. You are an EVP, sir. Stop it. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with Kenny Omega? He's still a child. Literally, like he is. They are teenagers. I mean, they act like teenagers in real life. Like that's what being the elite is. It's them acting like teenagers. And the fact that he's the EVP of the company is honestly absolutely absurd. Cody was the only one of the four of those guys that was a professional businessman. The other guys were just indie guys who was making money on the indie circuit wrestling and doing their little YouTube stuff. They're basically 16-year-old YouTubers. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that he did the GTS and then went in and tried to act like he was borrowing it from Kenta. Shut up, Kenny Omega. Now you're trying to troll us. And what makes it even worse is that 2-3 hours before this, he's doing an interview telling us, yo, there's nothing, nobody can really talk about it, so everybody should just move on from this. There's nothing to see here, guys. Just let it all go. Nothing else is going to happen from this and blah, blah, blah. Like, and then you go out and you spend 15 minutes literally making fun of the dude on live TV in his hometown. I was so confused. I was like, wait. When I heard the news, when I heard him first say, you know, there's nothing to see here, blah blah blah. I was like, I ain't buying that anyway. He was like, obviously there's more to the story. We don't know everything, so there's more to the story. And then he comes out and do that, like, bro, you want us to stop talking about it, so we're not supposed to talk about the fact that you imitated a still allegedly biting you? You're not gonna, like, you bit a man during the match, like, and like made sure you were at the A camera and got the good shot. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are we doing here? I don't know. What are we doing here? Like, what are we really 12-year-old kids, like, making fun of each other? You know what I mean? Making fun of a dude who just lost his job in his hometown? Like, I wouldn't be mad if he saw you again and punched you in the face. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad at him. I feel like it would be justified. Wait a minute. We just had we going through litigation. You think you're going to, oh, I'm going to see you. It's like, I'm going to see you again. Like, don't worry about it. I'm going to see you again. You know what I mean? It was funny, huh? Nah, you're biting him. It's funny, huh? Okay. Wait till I see you again. You're going to have to do a whole nother wrestling match imitating all the other things that I did to you. You know what I mean? So, dead ass. That was just whack, man. It was whack. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I was popping the whole time. I was also upset. I was laughing, but I was like, wait a minute, what are they doing? This ain't cool. It didn't feel cool. It just felt petty. You know what I mean? It felt super petty, especially because they're executive vice presidents of AEW, allegedly. I can't even call them that. There's way more professional people backstage. Obviously, Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan, Moxley, and you know what I mean? There's more people than that. Like, I feel like they're like at the bottom of the maturity level when it comes to people backstage in that company. And that's sad because they're supposed to be the leaders, which clearly shows you why backstage at AEW is always a mess. Look at the people who are supposed to be running the show. Like, no offense to Moxley, love Moxley, great leader, great ambassador for the company, but Moxley had his issues. He had to go away for a minute. He has demons that he's always fighting, you know what I mean? Shout out to him for overcoming those. Love Moxley, you know what I mean? But, you know, he's had his issues. You know, Jericho is, you know, Jericho, and Bryan is Bryan, you know what I mean? They both had nothing serious, you know what I mean? But as far as the people who are actually, Tony Khan literally looks like he's on cocaine at all times. Like, you gonna tell me, like, I've been around people who know what they look like. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not gonna sit up and tell me. He don't look strung out half the time. You know what I mean? It's like, the company is a dumpster fire backstage at the end of the day because there's no one calling the shots. Vince McMahon wouldn't have let somebody do that. Neither would Triple H. You know what I mean? Unless he had their permission. I can't believe that Tony Khan gave them permission to go out there and do that when he's just been trying to sweep everything under the rug since the very beginning. I can't imagine he knew that was going to play out like that, at least to that level. Maybe they said, yo, we're going to, you know, I'm going to hit a GTS during the match and, I can't imagine he knew everything and to the level that they were gonna, troll CM Punk, a man who had just lost his job, possibly lost his job. I'm not sure if this is a work or not, because that is the biggest question of the day. Honestly, with a lot of people in the IWC, people are wondering if now this is possibly a work. If CM Punk, mentioning it on that MMA show when he was commentating was a big thing. Was part of the work, and then the Elite coming out and trolling him in Chicago. Maybe that's a work. Some people think it's just a one-off situation where they're just in Chicago and playing it up, as far as the hills being the hills or whatever. But I don't think that's the move. I think maybe it was the move as far as entertainment value because it was good TV. I ain't gonna lie. The crowd was soaking it up. The crowd loved it so much. The match was great. Again, obviously, all the other 5 matches after this are gonna be great. We all know that. That Triangle got the win. Also, that should be important because they keep using these hammers. You know what I mean? Real Street has got the hammers on deck. You know what I mean? But this time, I think it was Penta that used the hammer and helped them get the win. But so they made fun of CM Punk and they took the L, and they're down 0-2 in the best of 7. So maybe that's their punishment. Maybe their punishment is to lose 4 out of 7 because I don't think they could beat Death Triangle, especially being down 0-2. That means you're going to have Death Triangle lose 4 out of 5 matches to the Elite. No, absolutely not. I'm not buying it. I'm not going for it. That Triangle's way too good. You know what I mean? Like, they're not losing 4 out of 5 to the Elite. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad if they swept the Elite. If they won first 4 matches and the series was over. I think that might be the best situation, so we don't have to watch the same match for 2 months. You know what I mean? I think that might be the best idea. You know what I mean? Because ain't no point in continuing the best of 7 if somebody get to 4, obviously. You know what I mean? That would be stupid. Yeah, they've already won, but we're just going to have the 3 more matches for nothing, even though they already are champions and they're not going to lose the titles if they lose these next 3 matches. That would be stupid. So, if they beat that Triangle, that's a burial. Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, maybe they try to use the hammer thing, like maybe Ray and Penta are just like, nah, but Penta's like a scary heel most of the time. Like, no fear. Like, I don't think he cares about having to use the hammer. It was more Ray. And now that he's done it, it's like, you know what I mean? Now he caught the pot calling the kettle black. So, he can't do it. He can't, so I don't think that's a good idea to have them break up over I don't want to use the hammer and I don't want to cheat and you do. And basically doing the Keith Lee and Swerve storyline. I know ain't nobody noticed they're doing the exact same storyline with 2 different groups. I know nobody noticed that, but that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't want them to go down that route, obviously, for the reason I just said, and just because I like Death Triangle as a group, and I don't want to see them break up, especially for that reason, even though Pac could definitely be a world championship contender. You know what I mean? But I think that scene is already a little too crowded, in my opinion. So, keep that Triangle together. They're a great trio. You got a loaded trios division. You got at least 5, 6, 7 teams that you could be having matches and, doing what they do. Obviously, Lucha Brothers still in the tag division. You know what I mean? Pac could go back after all. There's other things they could do. But don't break them up. And don't let the Elite beat them after being off for 2 months, rusty, coming back, you know what I mean? And then, beating them 4 out of 5. No, I'm not having that. That's not a good look, you know what I mean, for anybody. Because the Elite, you want to make them heel, then do that. You know what I mean? It's like, so, and I don't think they want to be heel every night. I think they were just playing into the whole Chicago thing. So we'll find out. I mean, CM Punk's injured and out for a long time. So I think May, June, or something like that is the earliest he could possibly return. So we won't find out if this is a work or not for a long time. Now, if they keep trolling CM Punk and CM Punk starts mentioning stuff, I'm just going to assume that it's a work at that point because 1 minute Tony Khan's like, nobody can speak about it. The investigation, I know the investigation is officially over, but, then it's everybody speaking about it. And, it's just like, it's starting to feel a little fishy. But I can't believe it. It hasn't been a work from the beginning. Obviously, the backstage brawl was a real thing. You know what I mean? CM Punk lying, making up stories about his dog getting his teeth knocked out. It was like, he was trying to protect himself because, I know what happened. The same thing that happened to CM Punk happened to Takeoff. And not to bring up another sore topic, but you got to be careful about the people you have around you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times they'll be the ones that get you in trouble, and it don't even be you. You know what I mean? It's like CM Punk is in this situation because Ace Steel popped off. You know what I mean? If it would have been a one-on-one between CM Punk and whoever he thought was attacking him, then maybe this doesn't get that far. But when you start biting people and then throwing chairs, like, come on, man. This is like, who are you? Who are you, Ace Steel? Why are you here? Matter of fact, get out. So, and not to be laughing, but, we know how the whole takeoff, well, allegedly, the whole takeoff situation popped off. Like, it wasn't him. He was just there. You know what I mean? It's this man's running his mouth and some other dudes yapping. It ain't got nothing to do with him. He got caught with a stray. You know what I mean? And, it's just unfortunate, man. You got to really be careful about the company you keep, man, because, people, if they don't have as much to lose as you, which Ace still does not have as much to lose as CM Punk, and nobody in that bowling alley had as much to lose as Takeoff outside of his two brothers or nephew or whatever, or uncle or whatever. But it's like you got to be super careful, man, because those people don't have as much to lose, and they'll risk it all, even though they ain't got it all. They'll risk it all that you have. You know what I mean? So be careful, man. That's a life lesson for everybody. For real. Seems like a reoccurring theme in today's world. So yeah, man, it's a crazy situation. I'm hoping the best, I'm hoping for the best possible scenario. That it was a shoot and it turns into a work. And CM Punk can come back to work and we could turn this into a feud because, I still want to see CM Punk and Kenny Omega. I still want to see CM Punk and Will Ospreay. I still want to see CM Punk and Kenta. I want to see the Battle of the GTS. Those matches are only going to happen in AEW at this point, unless Triple H just really cracks that forbidden door all the way open. You know what I mean? It's like, which is possible, which is very possible. We see Carl Anderson. He's wrestling New Japan matches. Sasha Banks, doing her thing, while she's not in WWE right now. So, I don't know, man. It's a messy situation. I just want people to go back to work. I saw somebody, I think Russ said he wanted to go back to WWE. Hold on. Who said that? Somebody said, yeah, they want CM Punk to go back to WWE. Only reason I say no is because there's no matches that I want to see him have. Unless he's going over there to fight Triple H, who clearly cannot ever wrestle again and shouldn't due to health reasons. Then there's no matches that I want to see CM Punk have. Roman Reigns ain't gonna wrestle him. Roman Reigns don't like him. So I don't know how that's gonna fly. You know what I mean? And I don't even want to see that. I have no interest in that. Like all the matches I want to see CM Punk have are in AEW, which is unfortunate because he was barely there over a year, man. It's like, come on, bro. How you implode your career in the company that fast? Like, and it's not, I don't want to put it all on him, obviously. You know what I mean? Maybe he could be a little less emotional and a little less antagonizing, which clearly that press conference was the epitome of antagonizing. Like, you're just calling people all kind of crazy names and being crazy disrespectful, regardless of what you feel about them or how you feel Hangman disrespected you or blah, blah, blah. CM Punk went ham. He went way overboard at that press conference. But there was clearly some truth to the things that he was saying. It's just the publicity of it, putting it on the stage and basically making everybody, I don't even remember nothing that happened at that pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I don't even remember, did he win the match? I don't even remember if he was champion. He had the belt on the table. He was champion at that point. Like, that's like the only thing I remember from that pay-per-view is that he actually won the match. I don't remember what happened in the match. All I remember is the press conference. Like, he overshadowed everything. And I think that was coming into a company and doing that is wrong. You know what I mean? But clearly the elite are wrong in this as well. And them coming out acting and doing all this trolling, acting like they were the victims and, we didn't do anything wrong. So it's funny if we troll. Like, nah, bro, y'all were involved too. Yeah, I did a bunch of dumb stuff too. So stop coming out here acting like you didn't and trolling that man after he potentially lost his job. You know what I mean? It's like it's just really weird to me. I don't like it. Um, RIP Takeoff for sure, man. Definitely RIP Takeoff. Laylo still wants Ray Phoenix to be AEW champion. I mean, I mean, he is like he's in my top 10 favorite wrestlers on the planet, like easily, very easily. You know what I mean? Maybe top 7. You know what I mean? Favorite wrestlers on the planet. So would I complain about that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, that would be a fun title reign. He'd be Rey Mysterio, man. Rey Mysterio is 2-time champion, man. He could do it. He could do it. That's another match I want to see. Ray Phoenix, young Ray Phoenix versus Rey Mysterio. I love to see Rey Mysterio on AEW for just a little bit, but that's never going to happen. And man, I'm doing good on these transitions today, y'all. Dang, these transitions are fire. Speaking of Rey Mysterio, you like that, right? Let's talk about the madness that we saw on the tubes yesterday. Well, it was everywhere. It was on Twitter, it was on YouTube, it was on TikTok, it was on Instagram, it was everywhere. Mommy's Home, a Mysterio holiday special, as I so eloquently titled this episode. That's what it was, man. It was a special edition of Mommy's Home, starring Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio and the entire Mysterio family. This was one of the best things I've ever seen in wrestling. I love this so much. I'm sorry, but Dom Mysterio is one of the best things in WWE now. I don't know how I just said that out of my mouth. I don't know how I just verbalized that. Those were Dom Mysterio was one of the best things in WWE right now. What did I just say? I can't believe this is blowing my mind. 2 months ago, I wanted him off my TV. I was like, he's a trash wrestler. He's not over. He's never going to get over. He's bland. Well, we had names for him in the chat. I don't even remember what they were, but they were bad. Like he was boring. Yeah, I mean, he was boring. It was terrible. He couldn't talk. Like, it was just, everything was bad. 619 is bad. Like, everything was bad. But Lord Jesus, man, in a short amount of time, maybe 5-6 weeks, this man has turned his entire career around and made himself relevant on a level that I wasn't sure he could make himself relevant. And obviously, Rhea Ripley has helped with that tremendously. Give me that. Give it to me. Ball up daddy work papers. Yeah, on a level that I never thought that he could reach, honestly. He was still, when he first joined the Judgment Day, he was like the fourth wheel. It wasn't connecting. And then Rhea start whispering nasty stuff in his ear, and he got a whole lot of confidence. Boy, it was like he got his first piece of pie, word to the rock, and he was he was turned out, and he got all the swag in the world now. Dude is just dripping swag and charisma now. Got his hair slicked back, looking like a young Eddie Guerrero. You know what I mean? His daddy. You know what I mean? Looking like his real daddy. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. This, like, I don't know how this happened so quickly. I do know because people are lusting after Rhea Ripley because, you know, she got the yams. You know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes, you know, well, maybe not to me, but some guys like women, you know, bosses or girls or doms, if you will. So men like those type of women. So I get it. Like, you know, she's hot. You know what I mean? When it, you know, in a certain way. So Dom just, you know, getting all this confidence from Rhea and her being so as over as she is now, maybe more over than she's ever been in WWE, which is just crazy because the entire Judgment Day thing was just trash under Vince McMahon, and Triple H has made it the best thing on Monday Night Raw. I'm super impressed with Dom Mysterio, but let's talk about what happened last night on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night at the Mysterios. So Mysterio's just having a family dinner. You know what I mean? Doing what they do. It's Thanksgiving. We going, you got the daughter right there. What's her name? Alicia? I don't even remember her name. Maybe it's Alicia. I don't know. But there, you got the daughter there. You got the mom there. You got Ray there. There's a giant Jack in the Box or Nutcracker in the back. It was a little scary. But it's like, but they're having family dinner, and then you just see Dom and Rhea walking up to the door. Obviously, it's Mysterio's home. They're walking up to the door, and the mom opens the door. And first of all, shout out to the mom because she acknowledged the cameras. Thank you. Thank you, Mom Mysterio. Because if anyone showed up to my door with cameras, I'd be like, why do you have cameras? What's about to happen? What's going on here? Why are you filming this? Like, who's... I know in today's culture, everybody got cameras at all times. You know what I mean? Myself included. So it's like, I get it, but why we don't like you right now? She just rolled her eyes like, oh, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? And she's trying to keep him out. Ray comes over to the door like, son, what are you doing here? Like, nah, it's Thanksgiving. Get out. Like, what are you doing? Nah, we don't want you here. And he tried to close the door, and Rhea breaks into his crib. Like, first of all, that's B&E. You going to jail. First of all, 911. Why ain't nobody called 911? Someone's literally breaking into your home and attacking you, and you're not calling the police. I'm sorry. Everybody going to jail. You know what I mean? They could be a couple in jail. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's co-ed jails, but you know what I mean. There's no way that's happening. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm calling all your uncles if you got any. I don't know if you got any. Ray might got brothers. The whole family whooped me on at this point. We all turning on you. But yeah, he went in and just beat down his father in the house. Like, obviously, the sister, I mean, I don't know, the sister and the mom, I felt like should have helped Ray out a little bit more. Like, what Dom gonna beat them up too? Like, then you definitely going to jail. You beat up your mom and your sister. Well, maybe Rhea would have beat him up. But then you gonna let a girl beat up your mom and your sister? That's crazy. Like, I feel like maybe they should have helped a little bit. Yeah, Texas, you getting shot. Facts. It's like, you can't do that. That is facts. Yeah, I mean, you getting shot in Texas. So it's in Maryland too. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's like, I don't know, man. This was crazy. He took a, I don't know, was it a cane or it wasn't a kendo stick, not in his house. It was like a cane or something. And Ray's still in the boot. You know what I mean? He got the boot on. And he like put his leg on one of the stairs, the little step down spot in the crib, and then smashed his leg. I thought he was gonna step on it, which would have been just disgusting, like literally snap someone's shin or like that. I was like, oh, I hope he don't do that. But he just smacked the cast with the stick or the cane or whatever it was, and then said happy holidays and bounced. I thought the swag that he had when he did this, the aggression, the smug look on his face, obviously Rhea being there by his side, him putting his arm around Rhea this time, like, come on, babe. Yeah, I'm like, yo, who's this guy? Who is this guy? Where'd he come from? I was like, I feel like I'm watching Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I mean, he needs the better frog splash. Like, his frog splash sucks. Yeah, I mean, comparing his to the greatest frog splash ever, but still. He got work on the in-ring stuff a little bit more. But as far as the character, like, the dude is coming into his own. And it's happening fast, and I couldn't be more happy for him. Like, I was bashing the hell out of him, too, a couple months ago because he sucked. Like, there's no getting around it. When it's bad, we going to say it's bad. When it's good, we going to say it's good. I'm happy that Dom figured it out because he has a legacy in WWE that he needs to carry on. And I think this is a great step into him having a long, long career. Just maybe not as long as his dad's. Not many people had his career as long as his dad's, but still having a long career. Great long-term booking, exactly, Gruss. And we know where this is headed. You're right, 100% right, Gruss. This is definitely headed to Ray versus Dom at WrestleMania. We've crossed over into the family stuff. They might make it a series. It might just go down after this. Ray might be like, all right, that's enough. We fighting at Royal Rumble. And we might get them at Royal Rumble, and then we might get them at no. Stay out of there. And we might get them at Elimination Chamber, and then we might get it again at WrestleMania. Who knows? I don't know if this could be a one-off thing. It could be. But then again, it could be it could be a little series of matches. They could have like an actual feud. And the families can get involved. We've already seen the family get involved in different storylines not even that long ago. So you know, it could happen, man. It could definitely happen. It would have been better if Dom showed up with a half-drunken bottle of Hennessy. That would have been so gangster. Just wasted. That would have been better if he would have just showed up wasted. Hey, get out of there. Look, your little hand is stuck. Stop. Get out of there. No. Stay out of there. Thank you. You want to do the show with Papa? You want to finish the show with Dad? Come on. Say what's up, guys. Say happy holidays, everybody. Say happy holidays. Look the camera. He just wants to grab stuff. But yeah, that's he was dull as dishwater, man. That's what he was. He was as dull as dishwater. And you know, I wouldn't have mind him showing up with a blunt in his mouth and a open bottle of Hennessy. Like, hey, yo, Pops, you a deadbeat. I wouldn't have been mad at that at all. That would have actually been hilarious. But it was still pretty daggone entertaining the way it went down. Rhea Ripley and Dom Mysterio, one of the most over things in pro wrestling right now, which is, it's honestly just mind-blowing. Because, like Russ said, he was as dull as dishwater. It was like, please get this guy off my TV. He's ruining the Judgment Day. I don't need to see him anymore. It was worse before the Judgment Day. It was worse before then. And then he got with the Judgment Day, and it was like, And then Rhea start whispering nasty stuff in his ear, and hey, man, changed his life. You know what I mean? Changed that boy's life. Oh, man, but yeah, man, it was really good way to build a feud. Like, if you're going to do long-term storylines, this is the way you do it. It's already been going on for like 6 months, it feels like, the whole Dom and Ray thing, and it's clearly going to carry on for at least another 4 or 5, 6 months until WrestleMania. So a year-long story to integrate your son fully into the company and get him over. Rey Mysterio is a genius for allowing his son to do this. Obviously, some dads ain't gonna allow their son to do this, so shout out to Billy Gunn and Rey Mysterio for feuding with their kids in order to get them over. Not working so much for the Gun Club. He's kind of getting over the Acclaimed a little more than his own sons, which is, hey, I'm not in the household. I ain't got to be at their Thanksgiving, so I ain't stay out their business. But it's a little weird. But you know, shout out to them for at least giving their sons the opportunity to shine through them. You know what I mean? Since they are both legends. You know what I mean? Billy Gunn is a legend. Never calling him DA. You know what I mean? But yeah. You know, the non-club, the Water Pistol Club. That's what we're gonna call them. We're gonna call them the Water Pistol Club. Son, that's my microphone. You wanna talk? Who do you like? Do you like Ray or Dom? You like Rey Mysterio or Dom Mysterio? Ray? Say Ray. Say Ray. You like Ray? Say, no, I like the New Day. It's a new day. Yes, it is. That's your favorite group, huh? You like the New Day? He just wants to break all my expensive equipment. But that's it, guys. That's it for the show. Sometimes you like your adopted kids more than your real ones. Hey, man, I heard that's true. I'm never adopting kids, though, so come on, son. You're getting all tangled up in the cord. He's ready for me to end the show so we can watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. You ready to watch Groot? You ready to see Teenage Groot? Yeah, you just noticed yourself on the camera, huh? Yeah, that's you. That's you and Daddy. Oh, speaking of, guys, today's stream, if you're doing some Black Friday shopping, today's stream is sponsored by Paris Terrell Clothing Company. That is a clothing brand that I created. This is one of the hats. You guys can get up to 50% off on every item in the shop at paristerrell.com. Son, I got to do the commercial. At paristerrell.com right now. We have hats, belts, neckties, T-shirts. We have a couple items on there for you guys to go get. And everything is between 20 and 50% off. So please, if you're looking for holiday gifts, great quality holiday gifts, all of our stuff is super premium quality. The neckties are 100% silk. The belts are premium leather. We also do bags and all kind of stuff. So check us out. We will be doing a Survivor Series watch along this weekend. We're going to try to do predictions. Me and Super High are going to try to get online to do predictions tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes early in the day. But if we don't get to do predictions, we'll definitely be there for the watch along regardless. You just on one right now. You saw yourself on camera. Now you turned up. Wave to the camera. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Say it's little HD, baby HD in the building. Yeah. You gonna talk on the mic like daddy? What you gonna say? What you gonna say to the people? He said, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna break stuff. But yeah, we'll be here on Saturday. Well, Saturday tomorrow. We'll be here for sure. Me and Junior here. We'll be here watching Survivor Series. Well, he'll probably be asleep at that time, but who knows? He be all over the place sometimes. Well, yeah, I'm calling him DA. I'm not saying the name that they call him. It's not coming out of, yeah, I'm not saying that. But that's it for today's show, guys. We're going to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, like I said. And then Daddy's going to go to work, and he's going to play with his cousins. So, yeah, your cousins. You get to play with your cousins. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, that's it for today, guys. Happy holidays to you and yours. I hope you guys ate really, really good. I know I did. I was stuffed yesterday all week for real, just eating leftovers and everything. But, yeah, we're going to have a good holiday. We'll be here every week. I know I have to go see my mom, obviously, for Christmas. We won't be here Christmas week. But up until then, we'll still be streaming at least, 2-3 times a week as best as I can get on. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Wow Nation. Like I said, ParisTerrell.com. If you need some holiday gifts, some stocking stuffers that aren't expensive, go check us out. 20 to 50% off everything on the site at ParisTerrell.com. Appreciate you guys. Go Jags. Y'all play on Sunday. Go Cowboys for Gruss. Go everybody's football team. The Raiders suck right now, so I'm not gonna, I'll root for you guys' teams instead of my own. I don't care. We're out of it. Unless we run the table and we 10-7 at the end of the year, I'm gonna be talking trash like I never said none of this. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'll just take a couple wins every now and then at this point, and hopefully no one gets injured too bad so we can go into next season healthy, hopefully with a new coach. But that's it, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. I'll see you next time. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for the watch-along. Survivor Series is tomorrow. War Games. It's tomorrow, man. See y'all then. Peace.